Hi, I'm Linda Hendrickson here in my studio in Portland, Oregon. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to make a ply-split braid called the Waves braid. For this braid, I'm using cords that I've made out of 10-2 pearl cotton. So this is the yarn that I start with. And then when I lay out the yarn, I put in 4 strands of this yarn in each ply and twist them together into the cords. Now I have a little double-pointed knitting needle size 6 that I'm going to use to put the cords on to get started. For this braid, I have decided that I want to have the waviest one be the navy, and the one I call the dot is this light green color. So I've arranged the cords in the order that I need to create that order in the finished braid. So you want the wave to be on the left and the dot to be next, and then whatever order you want for the other 2 colors. So the first thing we're actually going to be doing is creating this little loop. So I'm going to take each cord and find the center by just folding it in half. And then I've got 4 ply cords, so I'm going to split the cord in the middle. Okay, now I take the next one. Split it in the middle. Okay, so that's how your cords should be when they're arranged on the needle, knitting needle. And then I'm going to take rubber bands and just put a rubber band around the ends to make sure nothing accidentally falls off while I'm working. The tool that I'm using is called a grip fid, and this is actually a modified knitting needle. So it's a size 6, and this is also a size 6. And that's the size that works best for these cords. And the way I use the grip fid is to grab onto a cord, and I'm leaving the minimum amount of twist that you can possibly leave between the place that it was previously split. In a 4-ply cord, that would be called leaving a quarter twist. So I split 3 cords and then push so that I've got the channel visible there, and then I slide the end of this cord into the channel and then pull it through. So that's the very first splitting. Now you're finished with the first row of what will become the loop, and you can see that this navy cord is actually going through these other 3 cords. To complete the loop, what you want to do is to take the cord that comes through is the first cord that you split in the next row. So you just take each cord individually. This one you just split very close to where it's coming out. The next 2 you split leaving a quarter twist, which is the minimum amount of twist that you can leave between splittings. And then the last cord you pull through. So put the end of the cord in the channel of the grip fid and pull through. So now the green one, which was just pulled through, becomes the first cord that you split. So just split it close to where it's emerging. Split the next 2 cords, leaving minimum twist. And pull the last cord through. Okay, now the blue one, which was just pulled through, becomes the first one you split close to where it emerged. Minimum twist on the next 2. And pull this one through. So you can see now that the braid is starting to take shape. You just continue that until you get maybe an inch or two, however big you want the loop to be. I finished making the braid of the length that I want for the loop, and one thing you need to be sure to do is to have the colors at the end be the same as the color arrangement at the beginning. So now I'm going to take the needle out and I'm going to fold this now to make the loop. What this is going to be what we call interdigitating the cords. So you can think of this as having a top and a bottom layer. And what we're going to do is to split the cords so that we first take a cord from the top and then the bottom, and then come back to the top and the bottom until we finish splitting all but the very last cord, and then that cord will be pulled through. So the first cord is purple, so this one I'm going to split close to where it's emerging. So that's on the top, and now I go down to the bottom and split the purple cord on the bottom. Then I'm going to do the blue cords, so come back to the top and get the blue cord on the bottom. And now the green ones. It's a little tricky doing this part, but just have to kind of fiddle around with it a little bit. Okay, now we'll do the top navy cord. Then push your grip fid through. So you can see that I've got 2 purples, 2 blues, 2 greens, and the navy, and then I'll take the bottom navy cord, put it in the channel, and pull it through. So there's how your loop looks when your cords are interdigitated. All right, now we'll start the waves braid. So to do this, we're going to split 7 cords. So the first one we just split close to where it's emerging. Next one, I want to leave a minimum twist. So just remember, you're always going to hold onto the cord you're actually splitting and slightly untwist it to put your grip fit in. You're just going down 1 ply from where it was previously split. Okay, so now I'm going to take this last cord and pull it through. And instead of having that cord go down and become the first one to be split in the next row, I'm going to set it aside. So this cord is set aside. This one is the one that is always going to be split first from now on. This is going to be the wave cord, the waviest one of all. Okay, so now for the rest of the sequence, you're always going to be splitting the cords, leaving a quarter twist or minimum twist. In that first row, I split 7 and set one aside. In this row, I'm going to split 6 and pull one through and set it aside. So 6 cords have been split. Pull this last one through and set it aside. Okay, in the next row, I'm going to split 5. Okay, and then pull this cord through. Okay, now the next row, I'm just going to split 4. So you can tell that each row you have one less cord to split because you've set a cord aside. And pull this one through. And last row, just one. And this is how it looks after you've finished that first sequence. Okay, now I'm going to take the braid and turn it over. So here's how it looks on the other side. So for the very first splitting, it's going to be neater if you just leave a half twist, only the very first splitting here. And then for the rest of the splittings in this row, you can see that all of these cords are emerging, so you have to split them just close to where they are coming out. So again, this is the beginning of the sequence. So we're going to split 7. Pull one through and set it aside. Now I want to show you what happens when I pull on this cord. That's what makes it curved. Did you see how that moved as I pulled on it? Okay, now the same sequence as before. Everything else is the same as the previous row. So you're going to split all the cords except for the last one. Set the cord that you pull through aside and continue until you get to the end of this. So here's how it looks after the end of the third sequence. So turn it over and just continue. Keep doing that until you're ready to end it. I've finished now making as many repeats as I can for the length of cord that I have. So now I'm going to do a little maneuver before I finish it off that is going to change the angle of the fell. So right now the fell is the working edge of any textile, and you can see that the fell is at quite a steep angle right now. So I'm going to just turn it over and do a little bit of work to bring the fell so that it's more in this orientation. So I'm going to work one row normally. And when I get to the end, I'll go ahead and pull the cord through as usual. And then I'm going to set 2 cords aside. And then I'm going to split 5 cords to split in this row and pull one through and then set 2 aside. So now I just have 3 to split. The remaining, pull these up tight. So now what I want to do is to take the longest cord, which happens to be this green one, and I'm going to do a wrapping. So to do that, just hold everything kind of tight together, and I start wrapping this up toward the end of the braid. So I've gone 4 times around, and now I'm going to put the grip fid up through the wraps and pull that cord end through. And now we just have to tighten it up. So you can go like that and pull on the end and then repeat that. Okay, now we want to pull all the cords down. And then the last thing is to just tie knots on the ends of all the cords. So here is the finished braid with the key ring, the ply split braid on a key ring in the waves design.